Hi, I'm TM Logan and I'm here to answer a few questions about my book, Trust Me. So let's kick off with, why did you choose to write this book? It was one of those ideas I had when I first came up with it. I really just couldn't stop thinking about it. So the story starts with a woman on a train, and she suddenly finds herself looking after a stranger's baby. She has no idea who the mother is, who the baby is. The mother disappears, and then this character Ellen finds herself looking after this child. And there's a note with the baby which says, "Please look after Mia. Don't trust the police. Don't trust anyone." And that was really the starting point, the germ of Trust Me, where it all came from. And once I had that in my head, I really it sort of wouldn't let me go until I'd written the story. So I had to find out how everything happened, and that's why I wrote the book. The parts of the book I found most enjoyable to write, I think, were really writing about Ellen herself. She is ex-Royal Navy, she's in civilian life now, she's divorced, she's kind of at a crossroads in her own life, but she's also very resilient, very resourceful, very smart, and quite tough. So she was a really sort of great character to write, to drive the story forward, because she's really she's quite an interesting character to write. And the parts of the book I found most difficult to write, probably the timeline, because everything happens over quite a short period of time. It's only 6 days from the beginning to the end of the story, and making sure that all the timings worked and all of the kind of the moving parts worked was quite a challenge, and did require quite a lot of editing and rewriting. I mean, this story, it wasn't so much a book that inspired this story. It was more of a film, actually. One of my favourite films is Aliens, which is the second in the Aliens series, and in particular the character of Ellen Ripley, who's played by Sigourney Weaver. That's one of the reasons why the character in the book is called Ellen. It's kind of a tribute to her. So the inspiration really came from this idea of a woman fighting for someone else's child, and fighting, putting everything on the line to save someone else's baby, effectively someone's child. That was the inspiration in part for some of at least the starting point of Trust Me. What I'm working on now is my book 7, which will come out next year. That is about someone who is wrongfully convicted for killing their spouse and comes out of jail 10 years later, and she is determined to find out who set her up, so she can reconnect with her family, and particularly with her 2 teenage sons. So that's doesn't have a title yet, but that'll be coming out next year. In terms of right now, my book The Curfew, which is my 6th thriller, has just come out in March 2022, and that's very exciting. And the audiobook is actually narrated by the excellent Richard Armitage, so he does an absolutely fantastic job with that. And of course, if you're a member of your local library, you can get all my audiobooks on BorrowBox, the library app.